Guys, welcome to another episode of the Lifelong Connect podcast. Guys, I'm joining you after that Brighton win 1-0. I'm also joining you after Man City and Nottingham Forest 2-all. So 2 points gone for them, 3 points gained for us. I know they have a game in hand, but I think we're at like what 4 or 5 points lead. 8 games to go, guys. And that's a couple key talking points, guys. I don't know if it's just me, but our players are looking a little bit lethargic, are looking a little bit leggy. You can always tell by the state of play, not just relative to the opposition, but the simple things when it's difficult to pull off the simple things, not because you're under pressure, but when the ball is bouncing off of you, when you make careless passes, when you jump instead when you pass instead of shoot. Like I mean, like all those nuanced things, all those things that instead of doing that, you do something else. Usually tells when there is a little bit of lethargy, or when people are lethargic, or when they get tired, and that tiredness is starting to seep into their minds. They're getting mentally tired as well, and that's affecting them. So in the video before this, I was talking about, the possibility of giving rest to people. 8 games left. I don't know where we give those breaks. I know we have Manfield in the FA Cup. That's the only time I can see any of these players getting rest, because these players are sure starters. It would be great if Odegaard could come back from injury. I don't even know what his injury is at this point. He does seem to be injured every second. I don't know what's going on with that. But we have to, we have a lot of favorable draws. We can't give rest in the Carabao Cup final, as we're going for a cup. Mansfield FA Cup, we can give rest there. Um, and we probably have to go gangbusters. We probably have to put it aside that like a lot of mixed um, bench warmers or second string players mixed with some youth, because we have to really go all out and giving rest in that game, because I don't think there's any other possibilities, guys. Maybe one of those legs in the Bayer Leverkusen game, if we can really go into the first leg and create some real distance, and we can look to rest people there. And that is why it's important to get favorable draws. I know that Bayern Leverkusen is not a pushover, but it could be a lot worse. You know what I mean? In terms of draws. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section what you think about our players, and how fresh, or a lack of freshness, how they look in the Brighton game today. If there's any cause for concern. Um Another thing I wanted to talk about, guys, are we giving teams enough credit? I remember when we dropped points against Wolves, it was a 1-all. And a lot of people, not just Arsenal fans, but a lot of people were like, like I included myself, I must admit, that were like, yo, like we can't even beat a 20th place team, a team that has only registered one win for the entire season. And then we see that Wolves team go on to beat Aston Villa, to beat Liverpool, and whoever else they beat recently, or drew recently, and we start to say, oh, wait, it's like you underestimate a team that is desperate for survival. And right now, at this part in the season, is why it's so crucial to win games and get over the line by any means necessary, because teams are literally fighting for their livelihoods, right? Because when you go into the lower divisions, a lot of things change for you, especially from a financial point of view, especially as it comes not just your salary at the club, but also endorsement deals on your career, overall. So a lot of players really start to really put out, give everything that they have. And when you're going for a title, that can really be a wrench in the wheel, right? Yeah, that can really be a point of concern. As we saw today with the Man City Nottingham Forest, where Nottingham Forest, I don't know where they are on the table. I don't know if they're going. I know they're not going to get relegated, but I don't know, or are they? I don't know where they are on the table right now, but I know they're not high enough to be competing for Europe. but I know they are in Europe right now. They will be looking to protect themselves, especially with Wolves growing in confidence. They don't seep down into within that relegation, having a relegation battle. But yeah, guys, are we giving out of these teams enough credit? When we drop points, it's not an Arsenal thing. I'm beginning to realize that, and it's not like I thought it was an Arsenal thing. Obviously, I think my club is phenomenal, but I think that these teams are just a lot of these teams are just really, really good teams. And it's not like the La Liga where there's pushing, running teams over. I know, in this season, especially in the La Liga, there's a lot of teams that, that are losing points here and there. But typically, the the Real Madrids, the Barca's, the Atletico Madrids, the Villarreals, typically they run away with it. But in the league, it's a lot more nuanced than that. It's a lot more difficult. And I think even Pep Guardiola said it today in his pre-match press conference of how difficult and year by year how increasingly difficult it's becoming to play and to perform and to win Barclays Premier League or the Premier League. I don't even know what they call it today, but these days. But yeah, how difficult it is to win the Premier League is exceedingly difficult, guys. By far, there's no competition with any other league in the world. This is the hardest. This is the most difficult league in the world by leaps and bounds. Um, and lastly, guys, just in the comment section, let me know where you think we are with the results today. Round. um, I shouldn't even say all round. Just in these two games, the Brighton Arsenal game, um, and the Nottingham Forest Man City game. Where does that leave us? 8 games to go. How we looking, guys? How we looking? We really have to do it this year, right? Um, and if in the games to come, who would you be looking to give a break? How would you do it? International break is coming up, guys. That's also a mind fuck. Like, because our players are getting played for sure, right? And we just cannot afford an injury. And guys, you can't afford an injury in midfield. Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice are my particular concern to me, just because that is a singular position where we cannot replace them. We cannot replace them. I know we have Norgard, and Norgard looks good, he's competent, but what these guys do for us, we can't replace, and it's becoming a bit of concern. I know that Thomas Partey has his issues, and we were left without a choice of letting him go. We had to let him go. It's more than football sometimes, there's other things as well. You know, Perception, how the club is perceived overseas, branding, and so forth. And when you get tied up in controversial stuff like that, it's really, really hard to continue relationship. It would have been really good. It would have been amazing. I don't even think Arteta wanted to let go of Partey. I think he wanted to keep Partey, keep get Northern Garden and get Zubimendi in because he wanted to for sure, win this Premier League. And if we had Partey, guys, dare I say, guys, this shit would have probably been wrapped up already. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comment section what you think with where things are with 8 games left. 4 or 5 points ahead. How we looking, guys? How we looking, guys? Guys, come on, you Gunners. Guys, peace and love, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember, guys, like and subscribe.